Perfect competition is more of a theoretical market structure where sellers are competing against each other with the same products and buyers have many options to choose from. Since buyers have a lot of options because we're in a perfectly competitive environment, they are in control of the pricing. The buyers control the market. That means demand is perfectly elastic because if a seller raises their price, the buyer can just go to another competitor and get the product they're looking for at the lower price. Sellers have to compete with many other companies that are selling the same or similar products. There are no big sellers, there's no big companies in a perfectly competitive market. Sellers are price takers, and if they do decide to raise prices, they are going to lose business to another company that is selling the same product at a lower price. Now, in the short term, a lean, well run company in a perfectly competitive market can earn profits. However, over the long run, profits will diminish over time as the market equilibrium for perfectly competitive companies will result in zero economic profits. You're competing against multiple competitors, and it's going to get very tight on pricing and even tighter on margins and profits. What about innovation in a perfectly competitive environment? Well, there isn't a ton of incentive to innovate because long term, there isn't any profits really to be made. And there's also not going to be a lot of cash flow for research and development because there's a lot of companies competing for the same products and services, and none of them are going to have excess cash to invest in research and development. Are there any barriers to entry when you're trying to enter into a perfectly competitive market? It's going to have the least amount of barriers to entry, especially compared to the next three categories that we're going to cover. In a perfectly competitive market, there are lots of companies selling similar products, similar services. You can jump in, sell those similar products and services. It's one of the easiest categories, one of the easiest markets to get into.